What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with an overview of Marvel Strike Force's state of the game as of late, especially with all the recent events that have come about, characters that have been released. How are they doing now in terms of our last update video in regards to where they stand? I'm going to take an objective analysis of this, but as of late, you guys, this is not an April Fool's joke. Happy April Fool's Day, by the way. They are looking pretty good in terms of how they've been responding to the general comments and concerns of the community, and as well as in terms of how events have come about with the patches and updates. So, starting things off here, you guys, I do like to highlight, most recently, we did wrap up a Morbius event, as well as Dr. Voodoo. So, two characters that were not actually tied to blitzing, and you were actually able to comfortably get, if you went through and got all the milestones. In my opinion, I thought it was one of the better events that we've had in the last 6 months to a year. Most players, they were able to complete most of the milestones. They should have been able to end up with a 4, at least a 4 yellow of Morbius. So that's really good to see. It was either going to be a 3 or 4, but honestly speaking, this was miles better than the Echo event, and this was definitely a huge upgrade in terms of not even having to put any money and getting a pretty powerful character, to say the least. That being said, his partner in crime, Dr. Voodoo, very similar. With the campaign events, it's always one of the best ways for free-to-play players to get access to characters. The only caveat, however, is make sure you have power cores utilized and just continually farming shards. The orbs could have been better overall, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. Almost got a 5 yellow on him, and just can't complain at all in terms of these characters. You don't need to spend money in the game to get them to the point they are, and that's really nice because, especially with them being newer characters, it's promising to see, especially now when we talk about, the biggest one being Doctor Strange Heartless. His event is also coming out in a very similar way to how Dr. Voodoo was released, and the only difference is obviously there's going to be some revisions to the events. There's going to be that heroic mode where the difficulty will be higher, but I'm pleased to hear that it is actually going to be an event where a powerful character is available to us, and we can utilize power cores to generate more energy and ultimately farming his shards. So I'm very excited for his event to start. So that in essence, these character releases, I'm very pleased. Please keep it up, because especially for those of you who want to pay to play in terms of getting more shard fragments, that's fair. But for us free to play folks, this is a great opportunity for us to capitalize on. And obviously at the end of the day, I strongly believe it's the free to play community that that create a community for the players like whales and dolphins to actually want to belong in this game, right? So definitely the culture shift isn't better. I feel like with these new character releases, it's been promising, to say the least. Let's go ahead now and switch over to events as of late. Especially now, if you guys are ongoing with the milestones here, we can see that we're currently working with the successful brew. So honestly speaking, I really love the amount of rewards you can get. There's a lot of folks out there, the content creators, that have created calculations in terms of how much you have to blitz per day. And I think at the end of the day, if you're still able to reach all the milestones without having to pay, I think it is a successful event. My only feedback is that, my goodness, there is a lot of blitzing that you do have to go through and do, and having to check every 2 hours just to maximize these rewards, it can be frustrating for some players. It can take a lot of their quality of time away. Obviously, at the end of the day, I love to see events where free-to-play players can maximize and reach to the end, but I don't like how it potentially takes a hit on people's daily lives, going through every day, and even some folks on Reddit, commenting they have to set an alarm every 2 hours. That's not necessary. If there's a way they can improve this in the future, that a blitz-heavy event such as this doesn't have to be run every 2 hours, it would be nice. Even if you cut that in half, I think that's very reasonable. There's not many mobile games that require you to log on every couple hours just to go through a round of blitz. Mind you, it doesn't take a lot of time to actually do your rotation, but at the end of the day, you're still interrupting that process to go in, logging in, and actually going through and making sure that rotation is done, right? So I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'll hit milestone 45. I do like the rewards here, but to be quite honest, it is a lot of blitzing just in order to reach those benefits. And at the end of the day, if I remember to do it, I'm going to do it, but I don't. It's not the end of the world for me, because anything that's free with these milestones, I already appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that it's available to us, and we just have to make an active effort if we have time to do so. So, recently the events, characters coming about, I'm very, very pleased. Another good one is also the Blitz releases as of late, and even to comment on is the 4th Marvel Strike Force anniversary as of late. I believe there was a package of, previous video, was a package of Kestrel shards mixed with 4 million gold, and as well as pretty much a gift wrapped Elite 5. So I mean, events like that and those little instances where they do give back to the community, I think that's amazing. I think appreciation is what a lot of the community needs right now, and for them to respond like that, you know, a lot of players were just really happy to have it. And this is not any character we're talking about here, right? Kestrel is definitely a top 3, top 5 character in the game, and to give her away like that is an absolute blessing. And to have that already, if you're starting off in the game and you logged on to that Marvel Strike Force anniversary, you just got super lucky, because, you know, she's only available right now in the premium orbs, and that's if you get lucky with RNG to actually get shards of her, right? So keep it up. On this note as well, I do like recently where they included really powerful characters such as Kestrel in the Blitz. You know, we had Maria Hill, we had Kestrel, Emma Frost, Bishop is the one that's ongoing right now. So I mean, there's been a lot of good characters as of late in the Blitz. So keep it up, because, you know, Blitz again is a grind, but if you're able to include very powerful characters, I think it makes that more meaningful for players to go through the day-to-day and actually do rotations in conjunction with the event. But, you know, no complaints from me there. At the end of the day, the game feels like the culture has shifted quite a bit from a couple months ago, where everyone's, well, you know, obviously it wasn't the best with the recent bug fixes and issues, and just the game wasn't logging on correctly. So I mean, that's always going to be a work in progress. But in most recent memory here, they have been doing good. So keep it up. I would comment on, you know, the continual teal gear crunch. You know, we're still going through and trying to prepare for Dark Dimension 5, and I'm specifically referencing those of you that are in the end game like me, where we're just waiting on gear materials. But, you know, keep improving the teal gear crunch. I think there's always room for improvement, you know, such as updating the War Store orbs going through here, and making sure that there's maybe another opportunity for us to be able to farm teal gear, right? But otherwise, I mean, I love the fact that there's been a lot more events that have been rewarding players with that, so that's great. Keep it up there. My only other comment too really is the pocket dimensions. I really like the fact that the pocket dimensions rotations seem to be coming up. With today's blog post, we can already note that it's coming up again. So I mean, I love the fact that there's a lot of rewards compacted into that. There's strategy involved. You can obviously theory craft to determine and actually push through certain nodes. So I mean, I really like that they've been keeping it up, and it's just a great way for players to bolster the roster with materials and ultimately preparing for the end game as well as goal preparation, right? So last but not least, I do have to also compliment the, you know, I wasn't sure how this was going to come about with the web store, but I do have to give credit where credit's due. The web access store has been really good in terms of even just giving you free materials and such. You know, checking my inbox here, I do like to save them, but, you know, every day I log in and I'm able to just get these free milestone rewards, and it can be energy, it can be gold. It depends on the flavor of the week, flavor of the month, but I mean, keep it up, you guys. And as a reminder for you, just please make sure you're doing that through the Zephyr portal, right? Obviously, at the end of the day, the game does have bugs, the fixes they need to work on, but if they can improve that aspect, I think just keep it up. Overall, this is a very substantial point. There was a lot of negative sentiment a couple months back, but I think it's definitely improved overall. Something else I would like to see as well is if they can actually rework the achievements here. I just, you know, ranking up some of these significant milestones, and you're just seeing, for instance, completing 3,000 battles and you're getting 3 shards of Hulk, and everyone's pretty much maxed out of Hulk at this point. So, you know, ideally in the future, if they can revitalize this, I think it would be much more meaningful, especially for those veteran players going through, right? Logging in for 840 days, great, I get 25 power cores. Only takes you guys 5 seconds to go through and refresh this. Come on, I think we could do a little better there, especially for us veteran players. But there you guys have it, you guys. Loving the state of the game right now. Keep it up. The events and characters being released, I think this has been a really fundamental and refreshing change of pace. So I'm very excited to see what's next for Marvel Strike Force. Let's keep it up, guys, and do appreciate you checking my videos. Thank you as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.